All right. Here we go. Here we go again. This is the finale, people. I'm like, whoa. I'm hoping that everything's working out fine. Peace and blessings to everyone. This is King Obi Daily, also known as King Teasdale. Working on the finale of this situation because I think I've balanced my consciousness into a place of, whoops, understanding just what we need for the collective. And I have to share that with you to the best of my ability. Um, okay, I started this by saying in this finale, we are both darkness and light. Let me explain. The spiritual 611 is about the emergency condition of which we are in because of the spiritual situation that we are facing. The spiritual situation that we are facing is one of which we have to recognize our authority in God, in the power that be, in the source of all creation. Whatever name you give that, that is the source. There is only one. To clearly understand that fullness, we have to be able to reach back into a space before time for the comprehension of our own minds. We all generate from the source. Everything, everybody, all of creation generated from source. But just like cancer can develop in the body of a human being, so does an anomaly occur, of which in the expansion and fullness of all that there is, that which you encounter, you have to understand how to encounter it, to be the victor of it. I don't know if all of you are aware, but I did have a bout with prostate cancer, of which I remember a story in the Bible of a war in heaven, of which there was a third of the heavenly host cast out of heaven and cast to the earth. Now that's a separation. That separation made manifest, and all of those that were cast out of heaven was cast into darkness. A third of the heavenly host, we have no idea what that is as far as numbers are concerned. But just to imagine the darkness in and of itself, and recognizing the reality that there is the conditioned and the unconditioned. Just as water can evaporate or it can freeze. It is the condition of the water of which it is in. Humidity in and of itself is a condition of water, which can be considered a spirit, if you will, a vapor. But not to get ahead of myself, I tap into the vibration of life. All of life is vibration. Everything in our existence is vibration. Before the manifestation of vibration, which I brought to our attention yesterday, is the energy and its components of positive, negative, and neutral. All of creation, all of the universe, all energy starts neutral. And in the processing of energy, making manifest physicality, positive and negative had to be. That is the only way in which the manifestation of the vibration of which we know on this planet as the physical realm had come into being. Inside of that which is positive and negative, if you look at it as a force, is that which is what appears to be empty. That emptiness is the womb. Now, let's get back to darkness. Cast out of heaven, these energies were expelled and sent to the earth into a place of darkness. We don't know the time frame. We don't know how long that was, but we know that whatever that situation was, that darkness developed a condition of these vibrations. This condition of these vibrations had to have left an imprint on these vibrations, on these energies. These energies were both positive and negative because of the physicality of their existence. Physicality can be solid or it can be a vapor. It can be water, it can be ice. But physicality, nonetheless, is the substance thereof. Light is a substance. It is known as a photon. So, let's go to simplify this matter. Let us go into a story of which I will go into detail with the YouTube channel, King's Philosophy, and with the Blog Talk radio program, which is going to be called King's Philosophy is Love. The story of darkness encompassing all things. You being a energy force, not knowing what is going on in this darkness itself, because there is a ruler over your existence. There is that which has been given authority over who you are and what you are. That authority that was given was cast out of heaven as we know it. For we do, as I recall, remember that it was shared that there are heavens, so there's more than one. Cast out of heaven unto the darkness of the earth, of which in and of itself we have no idea how long that dark condition occurred or maintained itself. But in the darkness is the development of fear. The development of fear is an interesting manifestation because people use certain phrases to use the acronym for fear. One is false evidence appearing real. Another one is fake emotions affecting reactions. This is where we are. We as human beings on this side of existence. We being spiritual beings in a human experience. The reason why I told you that we are both darkness and light is because we have this human experience to make the choice as to whether we will accept the darkness or we will accept the light as that which we choose. Plain and simple. Because all things have already been long before man came into being. The decision now is for man to decide whether he's going to accept the light or if he is going to accept the dark. For when we look at the scriptures again, we find that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form, meaning that there was no aspect of structure. And darkness covered the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of the Lord hovered over the waters, meaning that whatever being was here, it was being watched. Then God said, "Let there be light." So the light came forth into the darkness and scattered the darkness to wherever it needed to go, however it needed to go. When a plant becomes a plant, it must first be buried in the soil. Once it's in the soil, it is in the darkness. Once it is in the darkness, it is going through some form of transformation. As it goes through the form of transformation, it enters into the light. and it receives of the light that which is required for its growth and development. If it does not receive from the light what is required for its growth and development, it will die. So, with that being said, let's think about this. We hear of these acronyms for fear. But is there an acronym for faith? Is there an acronym for doubt? As you watch this, give me what your acronyms would be for those words. I played with the acronym for fear, and I found a couple of things. Following aligned inner truth heals. Following aligned inner truth heals. Following aligned inner truth heals. Another one came to me. Feelings against ignorance that hurt. Feelings against ignorance that hurts. I don't quite resonate with that one, but it was something that came to mind. Another one was finding absolute intelligence that heals. Finding absolute intelligence that heals. Finding absolute intelligence that heals. Those are acronyms for faith. I haven't worked on acronyms for doubt, but this is what I know. The manifestation of the doubt which can generate in a person's conscious mind can free them from fake emotions affecting reactions. It can free them from false evidence appearing real, because doubt doesn't necessarily have to be against your greater good. Doubt in and of itself could be that which frees you from bondage, but you have to use your tools. For without using your tools, I think we'll have to change that T to an F, and you would be a fool. That we don't want for you. That's the Spiritual 611 for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I jump in my brain and I go all over the place, but that's what happens. That's what happens. So, much love. I'm trying to help out the best I can as I continue to move forward. My website is www.kingsphilosophy.org, which will lead you to the website soulsoflifesociety.org. It's time for a change. People talk about reparations. I'm talking about let's make it happen. $500 million does not seem to be a drop in the bucket. But when we look at the collective of all that can happen, the movie Black Panther raised almost $500 million in one weekend. It's time for real kings and queens to step up and do what's needed to be done. I'm going to develop a campaign called the 5,000 Kings Campaign. We're going to go from city to city. We're going to work on 3 cities, with Baltimore being the pilot program, of which I need 5,000 men to kind of get the vibrations that has been coming to me from Spirit, so that we can vibrate correctly and move effectively, so we can knock some of this foolishness out of the way, because too much has been blocking us. Too much has been hindering what we need to do for our people. Our people are dying in the streets, and kings don't stand for that. Trust and believe that. This is King signing out. Much love, because that's what I do. Namaste.